Well, the U.S. Justice Department is requesting a meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell to speak with U.S. prosecutors, while Congress is also seeking a subpoena. Maxwell is the longtime partner of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for her role in the abuse of minors. This request comes as pressure grows on President Donald Trump to release the so-called Epstein files. For more on this, I'm joined by Harry Melkonian, Honorary Associate at the U.S. Studies Center. Harry, good to have you with us this evening. Now, Congress, we go to Congress first. They want to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell to give her testimony over the Epstein files and presumably over the list of Epstein's clients. How significant is this move that's been put forward, in fact, by a Republican?
It's very significant because it shows the broad base of support for this information. The fact that the Speaker of the House has adjourned the House of Representatives for an early summer holiday indicates the level of concern of the administration, because this subpoena is not going to happen immediately with the House in adjournment.
So will this adjournment work as far as the White House is concerned?
Well, it gives the White House a little time. This has been badly mishandled. I think it's fair to say it's almost as if they were reading from Richard Nixon's playbook and turning something that may not have been so big into something very big. Clearly, once it was seen that people really wanted to see this, the president should have taken a much more aggressive role of saying, we're going to release the files as long as everyone's privacy can be protected. Because some of these files are actually sealed court records that can't be turned over without a judge's approval.
Yes. And so what do you make of Donald Trump's response, now saying all of this is a hoax?
Well, I think he's trying just to see if it will go away. But the problem is, the more you say it's just a hoax, the people who started the great interest in this, who were conspiracy theorists to begin with, many of them, this only fuels them, saying, aha, then it must really be important stuff. Now we really need to see it. And what's happened, we're seeing, is the opposition party, the Democrats, are kind of joining in and saying, yeah, let's see all this. And there's an easy solution, and that's for him to say, okay, the Justice Department's going to turn over everything that you can legally see. But he's not taking that approach.
Yeah. And in between that, the White House now wants to set up a meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. What does Donald Trump hope to get from this meeting?
Well, I think they're trying to show the public, of saying, see, we really want all the information out there. We're going to interview her. No one knows how valuable that's going to be. Keep in mind, she still has an appeal pending for the Supreme Court of the United States. So how will that influence her cooperation? Maybe she's even looking for a presidential pardon. Nobody knows, but she's facing 20 years in prison. She's certainly going to want to be cooperative.
Yes, that was going to be my next question. What is in it for Ghislaine Maxwell, but not just from what she might get from the president, but would she be forced to testify in front of Congress?
Well, the Congress will eventually come back into session after the summer break, and the votes are there between Republicans and Democrats to call her in to testify. And there's nothing the president can do to stop that.
Yep. And what do you think we might be able to find out from the release of the grand jury transcripts in Epstein's case? How critical are these documents?
They are unlikely to be particularly revealing. And the reason is the grand jury did not conduct a trial. They simply decided if there was a case that should go to trial. It's simply a form of, in the United States, the Constitution requires that for a federal crime, a grand jury has to indict. And normally, the prosecutors will only introduce a minimal amount of evidence before the grand jury. So details and many important facts just simply won't be in there. It's going to be a relatively skeletal proceeding. That's simply the way it's done. It's a very peculiar proceeding compared to the way things are done here. It's all done in secret. There's normally no judge present, just the prosecutor, witnesses, and the grand jurors, and they do everything in secret. And the goal of the prosecutor is to get the grand jury to vote to indict this person to stand trial. So they normally only introduce enough evidence to get the indictment. So with the result being that once we get the grand jury transcripts, they're unlikely to have much in them. And so far, the New York judges who have control over this have not agreed to release those transcripts.
And finally, Harry, is the president trying to create as many distractions as possible? You've alluded to this. And the latest being accusing Barack Obama of treason. And it's quite rare that Obama does come out and make a statement. He has. Do you think this particular episode may go further?
I don't know if it will go further. This was clearly a distraction. If it isn't working, somebody needs to whisper in Donald Trump's ear, don't pull a Nixon. Turn over the documents now.
Okay, Harry Melkonian, really good to get your insights there into all the happenings in Washington. Thank you so much.
Thank you.